Search engine. I use a computerized search engine to search that word wherever it is. I go to the Greek and the Hebrew. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against those utilities. But all what you need, Greek and Hebrew, let's see, a good Bible dictionary and the Bible, and you're set 4 books. That's all you need. Maps, good solid maps. Where's all these places? I don't know where these places are. That's all you need. And you're home run. Home run. Understand what the allegories mean, how to unlock those allegories, and enjoy for the rest of your life. I don't worry about going to jail for the rest of my life. I need a book. If you give me the Bible, I have, that's enough. In fact, even when I was doing photography, filming with documentary people, you know, every time you get together with people in the media, documentary, they're usually heathen, you know. What do you think about? Oh, well, you know, we have a, you know, everybody, we all worship the same God, as usual. We all worship the same God. I said, let me ask you a question and tell me honestly. If you're sentenced in prison, and they tell you, all right, let's see, let me give you the tour around here. There's cell block A, and there's cell block B. Okay, you're going to go for the rest of your life. We give every inmate that we have 2 books. We give them either the Quran for the Muslims and the Bible for anybody else who wants it. Take your pick, the Quran or the Bible. You know, every single Westerner, it doesn't matter how heathen he is, all of them without exception chose the Bible. I said, why did you choose the Bible? They said, because it's interesting. The other one we tried to read it is very boring. Everyone chose the Bible. All right. What's in cell block A? Christians. What's in cell block B? Muslims. You have a choice. You can go to cell block A or cell block B. Everyone chose the Christian sect. The section. Not one chose the Muslim section. Are you racist? Divisive, Islamophobe? No, I really know that if I go with the Christians, things will be okay. Everybody knows it. I can pick on the Christians for the rest of my life. Nothing will happen to me. Absolutely nothing. I've done it as a Muslim all the time. Picked on the Christians. We love you. It's great. You go to the Muslims and you pick on them, and it's like, I'll kill you. He destroys the crescent ornaments. Now we go to find the harlot of Babylon. Chapter 17. The woman riding on a beast. She has a cup in her hand. Revelation 17. The harlot has a cup in her hand. First of all, he tells John, the angel talking to John, John is talking here, he's writing these things that he witnessed. He said, the angel took me to the wilderness, the desert, look it up. And there he showed me in this desert, in the place of an empty expanse, a woman riding on a beast. And then he tells him later on, John, why do you wonder what the woman is? I will tell you. Really? Wow, a key to unlock things. He says the woman that you see is a city. It's a geographic location. It's a place in a desert. He took John to the desert to show him this vision. I had one objection that says, wait a minute, Walid. Yeah, he took him to the desert, but there he saw the video. That's all he saw. In the desert, he saw the video. I said, excuse me. Let me take you to every place in the Bible where the angel took somebody somewhere and took him up to a mountain, showed him the Mount of Zion or the Mount, the Temple Mount. It was a mountain. He took him up on the mountain. He took me to the valley and he showed me dead bones. Valley, that's Auschwitz, man. That's the destruction of the Jews. I will gather all these bones and he'll make the nation. He'll give birth to it. Amazing. In one day. He gives birth to it in one day. She who is in labor, fulfilled in Isaiah. And as Israel is in labor, she gives birth in one day to that nation called Israel. Happened in your lifetime. So, the place is in a desert. The woman has a cup in her hand. She is giving the nations what the Bible calls the wine of her fornication. She is fornicating with the nations, and she is getting them drunk on this wine, and the nations of the earth are intoxicated. She has this in abundance. This delicacy that she has is in abundance. A monumental amount of this wine that's intoxicating the nations. In exchange, she is drinking the blood of the saints. In exchange, the nations are hush hush regarding all the persecution she's doing, killing the saints and drinking their blood. Give me their blood, I give you that wine that makes you drunk. Who? Who's the wine? Greece. George Bush said America is addicted to oil. Addicted. It's an addiction. It's called Mystery Babylon. Why? Because you must go to Babel to understand this whole thing. What was the story of Babel? The story of Babel is that they got together and they said, let us build a name for ourselves. That's the first thing they said. Let's build a name for ourselves. Let's make our name big. Allahu Akbar. What did they do? They took everything they got. Let's take everything we have. What do we have? We got bricks and we got tar, pitch, oil. Let's take the oil and build a name for ourselves. So they took the bricks and they built a zugeret to reach up to God. The whole idea is the pride of Babel. And God confounded them. And God will never allow Babel to be built again, will never allow this whole kingdom to come. It's never going to happen. Because Christ, just as it said it in the beginning, let us go down, God himself, and confound their languages. And God will do it again. That's the second coming of Christ. When he comes, he will confound it, destroy it. He'll never succeed. You don't believe me it's the oil? Okay. First, I'll give you evidence exhibit A. If I forget evidence exhibit B, remind me that I need to talk about evidence exhibit B, because I'll forget. Does God use space cadets? The answer is yes. He used people with speech impediments. Moses. He'll use a terrorist like Paul. Paul was a terrorist. He killed Christians. He terrorized the believers. He was just like me. Don't ask God how he works. If he chose Paul, a terrorist, and he chose Moses, who was grown up as an Egyptian and had a speech impediment to lead Israel, don't question. He takes a terrorist and he does whatever he wants. You know what? Normally, that's how God works. He doesn't take the seminary guys. They're too proud. In Joel 3, he judges the nations. Verse 2, I will also gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. We all know that one, right? Don't have to go to 101. He gathers the nations, the same as Matthew 25. He gathers the nations, he judges them on account of my people, my heritage, Israel. Look what he says after that. In verse 2, they also divided up my land, and look what else they did. They have given a boy as payment for a harlot and sold the girl for wine. There's the harlot and there's the wine, both in one verse. In Revelation 17, there's a harlot with the wine of her fornication. And here he says, you sold out on the Jews for the sake of this wine to get drunk, and for the sake of this false prostitute religion, instead of your Bible and your books that I've given you. You chose somebody else. God doesn't like harlotry. You say, well, wait a minute. The harlot of Babylon must be a fallen church. You know, Islam is a Christian cult. Did you know that? Islam started